What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is John Paul Investing. So today we are seeing a spike across all the technology stocks, including Nano Dimension. So I wanted to talk to you guys about some new price targets with Nano Dimension, and I also wanted to bring up an investment firm by the name of Capital that just released a short position announcement against Nano Dimension on April 20th, just last week. I also wanted to thank my sponsors for making this video possible. I will be sharing with you another business that has been growing 100% year over the past 2 years. You will learn about them shortly. Keep watching. So for the last few weeks, we have been seeing a steady downward movement towards the same levels that we experienced towards the beginning of March. So if you were trying to make a quick buck in Nano Dimension, you essentially missed the whole bull market that we experienced last year. So you would have chased it here and essentially just been red the whole time. And if you were trying to make a quick buck, it would have been very difficult to hold this position if you had no idea really what this company is, Nano Dimension, or what they do exactly. So here we have the blue 200 moving average, the red 100 moving average, and the 50 moving average. So right now I'm hiding the horizontal support and resistance. So I am going to show them to you right now just so you could see exactly where price could be headed. Closing above this level, which we experienced previous resistance in the past at the end of last year, closing above this does give us some indication of another movement upward to test previous resistance. And I think we could see some of that resistance between these two levels of support and resistance. I think the first area of resistance that we'll experience is at the middle of this channel between around $8 and $10, $10.50. This is going to be right on the 50 moving average, likely. And I have little doubt in my mind that investors are going to try and touch this zone again, this price level of around $10.50, $11. So in the short term, I see another movement to above $10 in Nano Dimension price. I'm not exactly sure how long it might take us, but if the movements are going to be somewhat similar to the one we experienced today, and we see some kind of short-term bull market form again, we're talking about a 40% increase in Nano Dimension's price, and we would like to see a pullback where we would test this previous level of resistance as new support once again. So here's the plan, guys. A close above $8 today sets us up for a short-term price target of around $9, and breaking above $9 will probably lead us to around $10.50 to $11. So ultimately, price target is around $10.50 to $11, but in the short term, we could very possibly experience $9, which is still around a 10% increase in Nano Dimension stock price. Now, to bring up the recent short position that was announced by Capital, I honestly think this is just possibly a publicity stunt on the social media side of things. They're just trying to exploit the idea of shorting Nano Dimension, but are not really sure exactly what to bring up to justify the short position. So for those of you who don't know, Nano Dimension raised over $1.5 billion over the past around 6 months. With that cash position, they did end up spending around 5% of their cash stack on a company called DeepCube. As from Nano Dimension's press release, DeepCube is a world leader in machine learning and deep learning technologies. They acquired it solely for the purpose of it being related to the business, but Capital is saying that it is a silly move, and DeepCube is totally unrelated to Nano Dimension as far as the field that they pertain to, and the fact that DeepCube was founded by 2 of Nano Dimension's newest board members, one that I've already named on this channel by the name of Dr. Eli David, and another one that we've also mentioned here, Yaron Eaton. According to their research at Capital, one person with direct experience using the company's machines told us that the quality was so low that sometimes you just picked up the board and it would stop working, it would just break. Another claim is that the silver-based nanoconductive ink only lasted for short periods of time before it oxidized, leading to a need for multiple copies of a single prototype, very inefficient. And a third one, which we're familiar with, that Nano Dimension has improved upon, is the fact that the circuit boards that they create are not able to withstand high temperatures, and this is painstaking because if it can't handle the reflow ovens to solder the electronic components automatically, it's forced to solder them on by hand, which is another massive inefficiency according to Capital. But I think the flaw here is that they don't believe that Nano Dimension is able to improve on the product, so they're opening a short position based on what they think they know right now. And I personally cannot justify putting a short position on such a potentially game-changing technology like Nano Dimensions to justify opening a short position and just outright betting against the company. So best of luck to Capital. I respect their opinion on Nano Dimension, but I have to disagree that these are things that would justify opening a short position against the stock. I wanted to share with you guys a company that claims to be a vertically integrated business in the eyewear and contact lens space.
Today is the day that we open our eyes to kits.ca. You can even get your first pair free. What do you see now?
Buying glasses in my jams.
Go to kits.ca.
As someone who wears glasses, the main issue that I've had with wearing glasses is the fact that most locally owned businesses sell frames for absolutely astronomical prices. The traditional process is just very slow and inefficient and analog. Getting your eye exam is one process, but then actually going out to buy the frames is an entirely different process. But companies like this one are essentially trying to bridge the gap between eye exams and finding reliable frames that you actually like and connecting it with good customer service. And the company I wanted to present to you guys is named Kits. Kits offers products such as their eyeglasses and contact lenses, and also offers online vision tools as a service. According to Kits, the total eye care system in the US is worth around $35 billion, and according to Grandview Research, this is around a $148 billion industry globally in 2020 last year. Kits was founded in 2018 by Roger Hardy, who already has a previous track record in eyewear and the contacts business with his previous business, Coastal Contacts, which operated the Clearly Contacts brand in the early 2000s. Roger Hardy ended up selling that business for $430 million in 2014, and this is after achieving around $1 billion in aggregate sales over several years. Their new business, Kits.com, has a proven track record of executing in the eye care, technology, and consumer industries. They were positioned to lead a well-timed disruption with the branded and Kits label offering with their online e-commerce sales, which enabled customers to conveniently find new eyewear from the comfort of their own home. The key takeaway here, guys, is that this is one of the last multi-billion-dollar categories dominated by small independent shops. Kits' business model is focused on customer retention and delivering predictable and repeatable long-term subscription revenue and converting contact users to also buy glasses. They have a very low customer acquisition cost with a high retention rate. I think they were going to put a lot more attention on retaining the customer with great customer service, because for every $1 they put in ad spend, they expect to generate around $40 in revenue for that $1 spent in marketing. And this $40 is earned over a 5-year period. Now, alongside Roger Hardy is the CFO, Sabrina Layak, and Chief Operating Officer Joseph Thompson. These are the three masterminds of Kits.com, and they are the ones responsible for making this company possible to begin with. They have around 9.2 million shares outstanding as of this video, and at around $8.22 per share, Kits is valued at around $75 million in market cap. Now, to see where they're excelling right now and where the growth is actually coming from is looking at their financials. We can see they grew their revenues over 100% from 2019, all during the global crisis of CV-19. Their operating margins were pretty unaffected. It was around 29% in 2019 and around 28% in 2020. This is due to a higher cost of sales compared to the previous year, but the fact that they're able to grow their revenues double in less than 12 months is pretty astonishing. Now, as far as their assets go, if we were to take out goodwill from their total assets, they're sitting on around $18 million in total assets with around $10 million in current assets. They're short $1 million in cash and cash equivalents from the previous year, but it's likely that a lot of this went to more inventory, which we can see they have more than doubled from the year prior. In 2018, they had around $2.8 million in inventory, but now they had around $5.8 million in inventory, all while growing their revenues by over 100%. Now, they do have to be careful how they operate because they do have quite a bit of short-term liabilities. I read through the financials surrounding this 34 million figure, and apparently their lender, BDC Capital, wants them to operate certain ratios in their financials in order to secure their loan, and in order for them to remain in their standards, they had to put this 34 million in current liabilities, but they did assure us that this would be moved out of current liabilities and back into long-term liabilities. So for their expansion phase, they're primarily targeting the US market. From 2009 up to 2020, we've actually seen a huge increase of online optical sales. CV-19 opened the doors for online commerce to be accepted, as it was really the only way to do business. So it's no surprise that this number of 12.6% is expected to increase. They had two significant growth vectors last year. Their number of subscribers actually grew from Q1 to Q3 over 13 times, along with the pairs of glasses sold grew over 100% quarter over quarter from the same Q1 to Q3 2020. Massive growth. So what exactly are their strengths? Customers generally seek quality, value, style, convenience. some designer brands, and fast shipping times so they don't have to wait in order to be able to see. Kits provides a simple and comprehensive web platform for the customers to try on their glasses virtually and other online vision tools to make sure they are happy along the purchasing process. Their vertically integrated manufacturing allows them to deliver very fast shipping times. This is their rapid fulfillment and shipping business model. Now, I will say this is kind of a buzzword here, but the fact that they're taking example of, Tesla and trying to mimic them is a good thing in my point of view, because Tesla is doing an amazing job with their supply chain to where they really aren't dependent on too many people. This is what Kits is trying to establish for themselves in the eyewear industry, because they want to be self-reliant on producing a good customer experience. They don't want to rely on third-party suppliers to essentially run the business, so they're doing all of the things in-house as much as they can. Right now, they're trying to scale up their production from around 2,000 pairs a day to around 10,000 pairs per day. And of course, like scaling production, they also want to scale their fulfillment just as fast. So they're in the middle of transitioning their marketing structure. Initially, they were relying more on word of mouth from social and user-generated content. So if you go on YouTube or Instagram and look up Kits, you'll see a lot of smaller influencers marketing Kits for them. But now that they have, over 1 million customers, they're looking to budget more for more professional marketing. Here's an example of one of their commercials, just so you guys can see where they're looking to spend these marketing dollars going forward.
Let's begin. How much did you pay for those designer frames?
$250.
And did that make you feel happy? And when you sat on them 2 weeks later and had to pay another $250?
You knew about that?
Mm-hmm. Here, try these. Kits.ca, only $99. Hello, Miss Smiley. Welcome back. We're changing glasses. We're changing lives. Go to Kits.ca.
So Kits demographic is predominantly female right now. The Kits customer is majority female and skews younger. She's working from home right now and makes over $75,000 a year. So this kind of shows you what kind of market they're trying to target. Not everyone can afford $99 every month for new glasses. I'm sure in the future they will expand this, but this is what they're targeting right now. So from here, growing 100% last year, their revenues, they're still expecting to grow around 50% year over year in revenues, while maintaining their strong profit margins of around 20% gross profit margins and positive earnings before income, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Like any investment, I recommend you guys do your own research before you buy any of the companies that you find here on my channel or any other channel on YouTube for that matter. I currently do not have a position open in Kit stock right now, and if I do open one, I will let you know on the Patreon group in the description. Currently, their stock price is around $8.20 with a previous high of around $10.20, so they're about $2 per share off from their previous high. On purely stock technicals, I do expect Kit stock to go back to around $10.20. This does represent around a 30% increase in the stock's price from where it is right now. On a valuation standpoint, at $8.20, you're paying around a 1-to-1 price to sales right now, which really isn't all that bad considering where the market is right now and how inflated assets are if you're looking to buy any assets today. So that's all I had for you guys today, and I wanted to thank my sponsors for making this video possible. If you liked what you're watching, make sure you guys hit that like button, and while you're down there, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification to get notified when I make videos just like this one. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.